A10 Warthog, after upgrade, shocked Russia and China. The single-seat, twin-turbo, straight-wing subsonic attack aircraft known as the Fairchild Republic A10 Thunderbolt II was created by the Fairchild Republic for the U.S. Air Force. It has been in service since 1976 and is named after the Republic P-47 Thunderbolt, a World War II fighter bomber known as the Warthog, or Hog, and effective at hitting ground targets. The Warthog has enjoyed a successful nearly 50-year career. Thanks to numerous upgrades, it won't be retiring until the 2040s at the earliest. And with good cause. The Warthog is the only U.S. aircraft capable of providing superior attack support. In 1965, the U.S. joined the Vietnam War. By that time, the Douglas A-1 Skyraider was the primary ground assault aircraft. The Skyraider was ungainly, underpowered, and extremely vulnerable to ground fire. 266 of them perished in Vietnam, primarily as a result of small weapons fire. The search for a specialized attack aircraft would start as a result of the lack of contemporary conventional attack capability. However, no attack aircraft, not the F-4 Phantom nor the F-111 Aardvark, not Northrop's F-5, not the 80-70 version of the LTV A-7 Corsair II, could close this critical gap. It was therefore time for the Air Force to stop attempting to repurpose already existing aircraft for new roles in 1966, 1 year after the U.S. entered the Vietnam War, and instead construct a specialized one specialized in the critically needed close air support. The AX program was the name given to the project that would produce this aircraft. The Air Force published the specifications for the aircraft, and now interested businesses could submit their offers. Northrop and Fairchild Republic were chosen to build prototypes out of the 6 submitted plans. The prototypes were the YA-9A from Northrop and the YA-10A from Fairchild Republic. As there could only be one winner, the only option left was a fly-off between the two planes. Like it was understood that to protect the men on the front lines who required dependable close air support, the better had to prevail. The YA-10A went to the skies and completely controlled the flight, exceeding the established criteria. As a result, it was chosen as the AX program's winner. Over time, the $10 million production version of the aircraft, which was used to defend entire fleets of American troops and their allies, came to be known to allies as the A10 Warthog, and to enemies as the sound of an endless barrage of Gatling cannon rounds raining from the skies. The A10 has been updated from the brute force metal-raining attack aircraft of the 1970s to the intelligent, brute metal-raining attack aircraft of the 2000s that shouldn't be messed with to remain lethal on a battlefield that is always changing. The A-10 is the only assault aircraft that is always appropriate for every mission because of its offense suite, which allows it to drill holes in metal quicker than a Caterpillar drill, and its defense armor, which gives it more lives than a CAT and avionics suit. Due to its autonomous defense systems and frequent attack mode, the A-10 detects threats much faster than it can identify them and is practically hard to shoot down. An advanced avionics suite that provides today's A-10s with all the pertinent combat data in real time is responsible for this early sensing. These avionics include an ALQ-184 ECM pod that works with a missile warning system to detect a missile launch, identify the vehicle the missile originated from, and then issue the appropriate fiery response. Remotely operated video-enhanced receivers are also included to provide sensor data to personnel on the ground. Being thus near the battlegrounds will inevitably draw frequent gunfire from anyone with a firearm. The A-10 is exceptionally battle-hardened to handle this fire. The aircraft can withstand direct hits from high-explosive and even armor-piercing missiles because of its 6% of strong armor. If the hydraulic flying systems fail, a mechanical system serves as a backup. In reality, the A-10 maintains enough control to allow the pilot to return to base even if one engine, one elevator, half of its tail, and half of its wings are lost. The A-10's cockpit and some of its flight control systems are shielded by a sumptuous 1,200 pounds of titanium aircraft armor known as the bathtub, making it unlikely that the exterior of the aircraft will be attacked. A multi-layer nylon tiny shield is placed over the inside surface bathtub that faces the pilot to guard against shell fragmentation. The bathtub can therefore resist direct impacts from cannon fire of 23 millimeters and some indirect damage from 57 millimeter shell pieces. When the A-10 leans towards the ground to kill enemy ground personnel, small arms fire is most likely to damage the aircraft's front windscreen and canopy. Therefore, They are built to withstand that kind of attack. All 4 fuel tanks are positioned close to the center of the aircraft and are separated from the fuselage to shield the fuel system from ground troops' attacks. In this manner, projectiles would need to pass through the skin of the aircraft before they could reach the outer skin of a fuel tank. To take advantage of this protection and avoid fuel loss due to component failure, the majority of the fuel system's components are housed inside fuel tanks. Small guns fire is virtually eliminated as a threat with this configuration. The tanks are still better protected. Both the inner and outer sides of the gasoline tanks are lined with reticulated polyurethane foam, which keeps debris in place and prevents fuel spills. Firewalls and fire suppression systems separate all engines from the rest of the airframe. 2 self-sealing sub-tanks have enough fuel in them to carry the aircraft 230 miles, or in the worst case, return it to base if all 4 main tanks are lost. The aircraft's main weapon, the 30 by 173mm GAU-8 Gatling-style Avenger autocannon, which was also created as part of the AX program, was incorporated into the design of the aircraft to make it as deadly as it is. The GAU-8 cannon can fire 3,900 big depleted uranium armor-piercing shell rounds per minute thanks to its high muzzle velocity and extremely rapid rate of fire. This hydraulically driven, 7-barrel rotary autocannon is powerful enough to quickly round up an entire army of enemy soldiers, armored personnel carriers, and tanks because of the exceptional precision of the aircraft's aiming systems and its elevated position. The AMG-65 Maverick air-to-surface missile is carried by the A10. The Maverick, which uses electro-optics and infrared to engage targets, can engage targets at considerably greater distances than a cannon can, putting the A10 at less risk from anti-aircraft systems. Cluster bombs, Hydra 70 rockets, GPS, and laser-guided bombs like the GBU-39 small-diameter bomb, Paveway series bombs, Joint Direct Attack munitions, Wind-Corrected Munitions Dispenser, AGM-154 Joint Standoff Weapon glide bombs, and AIM-9 Sidewinder air-to-air missiles are just a few of the more modern weapons that can be used by the upgraded A10. The A10 has been updated to fly with an ALQ-131 electronic countermeasures pod for electronic warfare. The A10's equally outstanding defense supports this tremendous offensive.